A question I see very often, and a question I ask myself as well, is Jax still good? Because you know what I mean? Like back in the days, everyone used to play Jax, split push Jax. It was so good, you know, jungle Jax. But now when we got all of those new champions, right? We got all of those new meta champions, everything got buffed and Jax got nerfed. But the question is Jax still the old Jax? And today we're gonna find out the answer. But first of all, the build is a bit different than before. Okay, don't get me wrong. You can definitely build Jax like before. You know, you go for Trinity Force, Blade of the Rune King, Wit's End, etc. etc. It works. It's good and it works. However, with the new runes, with a lot of the tanks rising up, you know, when you have the Orns, when you have the Scions, etc, etc, you're gonna be much better off with this build. And with the split pushing playstyle, you also do not build Hullbreaker. Hullbreaker is a trash item right now. So let me explain how you do build Jax. You start off with the Divine Sunder. You try to find any excuse to go Divine Sunder. And, let me explain, if the enemy Baron laner is a bruiser or like even a little tanky, and all of the other enemies are squishy, it's probably still better to go Divine Sunderer. You know why? Because you're very likely going to be fighting the enemy Baron laner all the time, because you're split pushing, and the one person that can rotate to you is going to be the Baron laner. So you're likely going to be itemizing against that Baron laner. However, if you're against a squishy Baron laner, like a Vayne or something, then of course go for a Trinity Force and do a lot of damage to the Vayne instead. Second item, here it becomes interesting, because, you know, if you look through the Jax leaderboards, if you look through the leaderboards of Jax, you're gonna see a lot of Riftmaker, and honestly, I didn't really get it. Like, look, if you look, Riftmaker, 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 you see my point. Everyone is going Riftmaker. I didn't really get it, but then I tried it. So let me explain why Riftmaker actually works on Jax. First of all, your second ability especially will do significantly more damage. Secondly, every third attack will do a lot more damage. Third of all, when you use your ultimate and you have a Riftmaker, you're gonna get a lot of magic resist. You know, we all know Jax gets a lot of armor when he goes for a lot of attack damage, but when you get magic damage, you get a lot of magic resist on top of it. Third of all, 12% Omnivamp. Oh my god. Because that's the thing about Jax. Blade of the Rune King gives you physical vamp, but Jax not only does physical damage. Around 30-40% of his damage is magic damage. You know, his second ability is magic damage. His first ability, I believe, is magic damage. His ultimate, every third attack gives him magic damage. So having Omnivamp is gonna make you heal up much more. And third of all, and this is maybe even most importantly, the 9% bonus damage that becomes true damage. Jax is one of those champions that does a lot of sustain damage. Like if you make a big Olympics of all the champions, whoever can do the most sustain damage over a minute, Jax is gonna be like easily the top 10 champion out of 100 champions, easily. My point being is Jax does a lot of sustain damage, so he does a lot of damage. Not burst, but sustain damage. So having that 9% bonus true damage, you know what I mean, is gonna be big. For Jax especially, it's gonna be huge, because you already do so much damage. It's very, very big. So next up, it's situational. Blade of the Rune King is always a good Jax item. I like to go for Blade of the Rune King. However, you can also take a tankier approach. You can go for Starrick's Cage, also gives you a lot of damage. This one will especially destroy squishier champions, and it is going to make you very tanky. Wit's End, you always build Wit's End if you're dealing with magic damage. If the enemy jungler has magic damage especially, for example, you can even get it as your second item. Wit's End is such a broken item on Jax. It's actually unbelievable. Amaranth Twinguard is an item you want to get as your like fourth item. Gonna make you super tanky, because at this point you could at some point be rotating for team fights, and Amaranth Twinguard is ridiculously broken in team fights. Even during 1v1s, Amaranth Twinguard is very good, and especially on Jax. You know why? Because Jax has his ultimate, which wastes a lot of time, you know, and he has his third ability, which can avoid any basic attack. So you can just stack up your Amaranth Twinguard super easily with those abilities, and then after that you don't need them anymore, because you already, you know, you got the Amaranth Twinguard, which makes you super duper tanky, and then you're gonna be fine in the fight. You're gonna be super tanky. You're gonna heal up like crazy because you got Riftmaker. And another interesting item is a Spirit Visage. If you're truly against a lot of magic damage, you can and you just want to be tanky and not necessarily do the most damage, instead of a Wit's End, you can even go Spirit Visage, or you can get both of them. But if you get both of them, you're gonna be unkillable for magic damage. It's ridiculous. Like if you're against full AP composition, this is gonna be your build. So as your last item, completely situational. You know, the Blade of the Rune King, you can incorporate it if you want. This one is basically here to chunk down tanks. Like, if your team is having trouble to kill the enemy Mundo, or the enemy Alistar, or the enemy, you know what I mean? Like the enemy tanks, you go for a Blade of the Rune King and you do it yourself. But otherwise, Blade of the King is perhaps a bit of an overrated item on Jax. I still build it almost every game, but I know you don't necessarily have to. You can also build a Guardian Angel as your last item. Guardian Angel is always a good item, you know, it's literally always a good item. It doesn't even matter what game you're in. You can kind of choose yourself. There's a lot of different items you can go. You can even take the even tankier approach where you go for random summon or even a Frozen Heart. Oh my god, Frozen Heart is such a dirty item on Jax, and I never see Jax players build this item, but if you're against heavy attack speed compositions, Frozen Heart is, oh, it's so disgusting. They just can't kill you. Oh, it's just so dirty. It's so disgusting. Trust me, you need to keep this item on the back of your mind when you're playing Jax. Death Stance, another item that you can go for if you want to be tankier against attack damage, against heavy attack damage compositions. And for the enchantment, oh, for the boots, by the way, armor boots or Mercury threads. Berserker Greaves, you can go for them. You can definitely go for Berserker Greaves. It is playable because you're not going for lethal tempo on Jax. I don't really like lethal tempo on Jax. So you can definitely go Berserker Greaves if you want to be full damage. But I like to be tankier. You know why? Because Jax already has sort of an integrated lethal tempo. Right? Like his kit, when you attack 5 times, you're gonna get a lot of attack speed on minions, on towers, and on champions it stacks even faster. So you're already getting a ton of attack speed. So you can go for even more with these boots. But I prefer tankiness. You know what I mean? Like I want to have everything. And for the enchantment, Stasis is amazing. You don't want to go for Stoneplate because you want to do damage, because Stoneplate reduces your damage. QSS is playable as well. Protobelt is one of my personal favorites. Allows you to use, you can use it during your third ability. You can really surprise the enemies with it. Like you can use your third ability and then Protobelt into the enemy and they will not see it coming. You'll stun all of them. For the runes, you go for Conqueror. You can go for Grasp of the Undying. Also very, very good. If you want to be more... like if you really want to win your lane and you want to give up later game damage, you go for Grasp of the Undying. But I like Conqueror. First of all, in team fights, Conqueror is amazing. Secondly, in a longer fight, Conqueror is amazing. And you know why? You know why Conqueror is especially good with this build? Because you have so much healing and tankiness. So even in a 1v1 situation, once you reach that mid-late game, Conqueror will be so much more valuable because the enemy is never really going to kill you off fast. You're always going to reach 6 stacks of Conqueror. It's going to do so much more damage. You're literally going to do like twice the amount of damage in the mid-game. In the late game, it's not that much more, but you do so much more damage and you heal up as well. So it's not, to me, it's a no-brainer. I almost never go for Grasp anymore. Back in the days, I did go Grasp sometimes, but not anymore. Here you go for the Precision Tree. Of course, Brutal. Even in the late game, Brutal was good on Jax because he attacks so much. He has so much attack speed. So, like, no joke, even in the late game, Brutal is good on Jax. Of course, in the early game, it's crazy good. Here you go for Last Stand. Pretty much always Last Stand, even if you're against a tankier enemy. Unless enemies are full tank, of course, then Giant Slayer is going to be good. But Last Stand is good because when you get to a low amount of HP, Jax can actually survive. Because you can use your ultimate, you can use your third ability. And then while you're low HP, having that 11% bonus damage is huge. Huge! Because bonus damage means bonus healing because you have Omnivamp. You see my point? Everything helps each other. And then here you go for Legend Alacrity. You do need a little bit of attack speed. This one is the perfect amount of attack speed you have. You don't go for Bloodline because you already have enough Vampirism, you know, with the Riftmaker. You want to have Alacrity. For the attack speed, it's really, really good. And next up, it's situational. If you're against a bullying laner, you go for Second Wind. And the reason I have Second Wind here is because I don't go Grasp. So Second Wind is sort of a Grasp, because it heals you up, just like Grasp of the Undying can do. But you only go for this if you're against a hard lane. Otherwise, you go for Overgrowth to get even tankier in the late game and destroy the enemy. Now for the spells, you go for Flash and Ignite. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. This gameplay especially, by the way, is gonna teach you a lot about Jax. For a reason, which I'm not gonna reveal yet. The Jhin in my team is Challenger, the Twitch in my team is Challenger, and in the enemies, I think the Lux is a one trick, because every time I get that player in my team, he plays Lux, and in the enemy, he's actually quite a good Lux as well, I have to admit. But the enemies will have 2 Challenger players as well, because, you know, my team has it as well. And as a Jax, I want to say he feels a little different. He does feel a little different. And how can I explain this to you guys? Back in the days, it felt like you were immortal. You know what I mean? He's still strong right now, But you have to play it a bit differently. Ooh, he goes on me. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of a level 1 Darius. Why would I be afraid? He thought he could kill me. I'm rotating because they're invading our jungle here. This is risky for me because if I shove the wave, I just instantly win my lane. But instead, I try to help my team in case they lose the fight. They didn't lose the fight. So my rotation, I don't want to say it was a mistake, but it was a waste of an opportunity. I could have shoved the wave, made the Darius lose like 500 gold, and I would have instantly won my lane. I would have been level 3, he would have been level 1, but I chose to be a team player, which it actually bit me in the ass right here. Because now the Darius can set up a freeze and he'll be fine. Like, even though I killed him, he'll be fine. Like, I really regret that. I wanted to fill my water, but I forgot. Excuse me, guys. I'm just gonna quickly fill up my water. I'm so sorry, but we are back. Okay. So as you can see, I'm still fine, but I'm basically behind in experience because of that one little seemingly harmless rotation that I did. And here you can kind of see, like, even the smallest details can have major impacts. You know, the butterfly effect. I just rotated. Nothing happened, you may think, but something did happen. I left the wave untouched, which froze the wave for him. He could come back, farm. Oh, I can kill him. Oh, he flashed away. If he didn't flash, I would have killed him. I love playing Jax into basic attack types of champions, by the way. I don't really like playing Jax into champions that don't rely on basic attacks. For example, Riven. Riven can, you know, even though you're using your third ability, Riven can dash out of it and she can still damage you. But Darius, the only way Darius can attack you while you're using your third ability is with his ultimate and with his first ability. You can avoid all his basic attacks, and Darius really relies on basic attacks because that's his whole way to get up the stacks, you know what I mean? So I love playing Jax into those types of champions. Also Camille, I love playing Jax into Camille. For the reason that you can just block her first ability, which is major part of her damage. And when you reach level 5, it's a pretty good power spike on Jax. Because not only will you have your ultimate to become tankier, at this point every third attack will do magic damage. So you will do significantly more damage when you reach that level 5 mark. And the thing with Jax is as well, he has some tools that you can use that I think a lot of you guys don't really use. So for example, against that Darius, let's talk about Jax's first ability. That was not a good exchange, but I can use my third ability. He basically wasted his ghost. Ooh. Let's talk about the first ability. This ability can be used to escape, to engage. Let's give some examples. You can use it to jump on honey fruit, on the vision plant, on the red plant. You can literally jump on it. You can jump on minions. You can jump to your teammates, and you can also use it aggressively. Jump on the enemy. You can use your second ability to buff that damage. So use your second ability and then your first ability. Jump on the enemy. You'll do a lot of burst damage. But also you can use your first ability to dodge enemy abilities while you're fighting them. For example, Darius. When Darius uses his third ability, he'll do bonus damage around him. But if you're on top of the Darius, he's not gonna hit you on the sweet spot. So when Darius uses his first ability, if you time it correctly, you can jump on top of him, and sure, he's gonna damage you, but he's not gonna get a stack, and he's gonna do significantly less damage, and he's not gonna heal up. So you're gonna do a lot more damage to him, you're gonna be right on top of him, and you're gonna make him waste his first ability. So you can use it to even dodge an ability like that. Clearly Twitch wants to gank, so I kind of want to take a bad trade with the Darius. Or just stun him so the Twitch can go all in. Twitch is a little bit late, but it should be fine. He should be able... Yeah, there we go. Nice. Good enough, I guess. He should be going away. I don't want him in my lane. I'm not really sure why he's here. He's kind of wasting his time. He's not... Yeah, there we go. He finally backs off. Because he really doesn't do a lot of damage to the turret. I do more than enough damage to the turret. You can see, like... That's the thing with Jax. If you're playing jungle and you have a Jax in the Baron lane... Trust me, you wanna gank the Jax, because it's the most punishable champion in the entire game. Because look, we ganked the Darius once, you know, we killed him. I literally got a whole ass turret. I almost got an entire turret. I made the Darius lose 2 waves, and now he's super behind. Not there is not a single champion in the game that could have pushed that turret as fast as Jax can. Not a single champion. Like, don't even try to compare any champion's pushing potential to Jax. Jax is the fastest in the early and mid game. Of course, in the late game, there are champions that can do the same. But in the early mid game, even Nasus with his ultimate, I don't even think Nasus with his ultimate can push that fast. And Jax didn't even, I didn't even use my ultimate. You can do this any day of the week. So like you see, like if you're playing jungle, or if you're playing Jax, just really ask your jungler to gank. Because Jax can really punish enemies for ganks. It's amazing. Ooh, I need to ult. Oh my god, it's as if I didn't even ult. The Lee Sin did so much damage that he just melted through my ultimate like a hot knife through butter. Wow. And this game in particular is a really good example of that you can provide immense value as a Jax even if you're behind. Because you'll see, this game I was struggling. Not only me, my entire team. But you will see what I mean. Because of course I can show you a game where I win lane with Jax and I dominate the enemy, I split push, I end the game. But I'm gonna show you guys a game. I did fine in my lane. But this enemy Lee Sin, oh my god, you will see. He was on fire, man. He was on fire. He took the Herald here, he took the mid lane. He's getting fed, okay? He's getting hella fed. But you're gonna see how you can provide value as a Jax, even though you're getting killed all the time. I'm gonna jump on him, just do a little bit of damage. I'm not really afraid of him. Even if he all-ins me, I'm gonna kill him. Like, he doesn't even kill me with his ultimate. There's no way. This Darius... And you know why? It's all because of that one gank the Twitch gave me. Like, look at how unbelievably strong I am. And now he has to flash away. I'm gonna ignore him here probably and just take the turret. Okay, my team is pinging me that I'm getting ganked, so I'm not gonna do that. Being a little bit careful. You shouldn't be too obvious with your movement against the Lux. And I was potentially looking to kill the Darius. If the Darius stepped up a bit too far, I would have just ignored the Lux and killed the Darius. I could have done that. But the Darius was not stupid. He saw that coming. I don't care what happens, I'm taking this turret. Oh, okay. They almost stopped me from taking the turret. Lee Sin killed me again. He's very strong. Wow, Twitch is such a disgusting champion. Like, did you just, even though he didn't get a kill, did you just see the damage that he did? Just how dumb is that champion, honestly? He really deserves a nerf. I'm asking the Jhin, can I top now? I want to go top lane. Because I already took the turret, I want to give him an easier lane. You will see that this may have been a mistake. Or the enemy Caitlyn was just a very good player. I'm still not really sure about that. Because I feel like Jax... Okay, you know what? Caitlyn counters Jax. Maybe I should catch me a slack here. Or catch me a break, however you say it. Because this Caitlyn completely destroyed me in lane. So let's take a look at what happens. I thought, I'm just gonna go top lane. It's just a Caitlyn. I'm gonna get a free turret. Don't worry. Like, look, here, I'm disrespecting her, you see? She dodges it. This is where I realized, okay, wait a minute. This is where I realized, wait a minute. I cannot jump on the Caitlyn. Because she's just gonna use her third ability. And this is where I realized I may be in a little bit of trouble because I cannot punish the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn is rotating, but she shoved the wave. It's a very smart player. She's not rotating when there's a wave here. Because if there's a wave, I'm just gonna take a whole turret. Look how much disrespect. Look at how much I'm disrespecting her. I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. And you should not forget, Caitlyn has an ultimate. If you get to a low enough amount of HP, she's gonna kill me. Look at the disrespect. I'm just disrespecting her. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I think I'm dead. She's gonna ult me. Yep, I'm dead. This is what happens. Oh. This should show you should never give up fighting when you play Jax. This is the whole power of Jax. Remember, you have last stand. 11% bonus damage, okay? And Jax, you have third ability. You have ultimate. You have all these tools that help you even when you're low HP. So as a Jax, never give up on a fight. Keep fighting because you may believe it or not, Jax can win unimaginable fights. Like, if there's one champion, it's like Irelia, you know what I mean? Even if she's very low HP, you also go last stand on Irelia, by the way. She can absolutely demolish enemies even when she's super low HP. This Lee Sin is strong. I got slowed by the Janna. Janna also counters Jax, by the way. Janna hard counters Jax. Because she can slow me and stop me from stunning the enemies. And she can tornado me. And she can ult me away. So you really don't want to pick Jax into Janna either. These enemies counter me. Lee Sin also counters Jax, by the way. A lot of these enemies counter me, which is a little bit annoying. So right here, I actually chose to rotate to my team instead of split pushing. This is not what I normally like to do, but I really felt like we could win this fight. And we took the first dragon. So we took the first dragon. So the second dragon would be very valuable if we take it. So I just kind of rotated to my team to help them out a little bit. It didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. Clearly it didn't work. And you know what? The idea was not even that bad, but I should not have rotated, okay? It's okay to give the enemies a dragon. I should have been split pushing. Even though I wouldn't get a turret, I could have at least stole their jungle. I could have, you know, I could have taken stuff. I could have taken, oh man, Fizz. I could have taken turrets, taken enemy jungle, just minions, just anything else than dying. I'm 1 on 4 right now. I'm feeding. It's not that I'm feeding, it's just I'm getting killed very often. And look, I go back to top lane, but it's just against the Caitlyn. What can you do? I can only really surprise the Caitlyn. You know how I can surprise her? I need to wait in a bush, get close enough to her, jump, not use my first ability. And then when she uses her third ability to jump away, then I follow up with my first ability. That's the only way I can kill a Caitlyn. I shouldn't instantly engage. Like if I go in like this, I'm never gonna kill her. I'm never gonna kill her. So somehow, some way, if I want to kill the Caitlyn, I need to literally walk up to her, and then when she uses her third ability, I need to jump. Janna's here, by the way, so I need to be very careful. I can rotate. Again, I think this is a mistake. Why am I rotating? This is a mistake, yeah. I could have taken the top lane turret. Like, again, you see? I could have taken the top lane turret in this situation, but instead I rotated. This should show you, like, Jax is really not that good at rotating in the mid game. In the late game it's different, because you're very, very tanky in the late game. But in the mid stages of the game, you should be split pushing more often than not. Like, I could have easily taken a top lane turret. Easily. You know, and then when I push top lane, at least one of the enemies is gonna rotate on me. Which also makes the fight easier for my team. Because they're not going to be in a 4v5. Okay, but let's say they are in a 4v5. What are you going to do? You're going to end the game. You're literally going to push the Nexus turret and you're going to get infinite value out of it. Let's say one person rotates to you. You pretty much always win in 1v1s. You'll be fine and your team is in a 4v4, which is a fair fight. Let's say 2 people rotate. They may kill you, but your team is in a 4 versus 3. All of these scenarios are good for your team. So you should pretty much always be split pushing as a Jax. You know, pretty much always. Even if your team can lose a fight out of it, if you get 2 turrets, it's fine. It's totally fine. I really want this turret, but oh my god. I'm just overextending. It actually doesn't feel like I'm using my ultimate. I do want to emphasize how tanky I am though. You could see how much I was healing up. And I don't even have a Rift Maker yet. Now I do. But in that fight, I didn't. But that should kind of show you a little bit what the purpose is of this build. You're very tanky, you heal up a lot. So that is kind of the purpose of this build. What is that ultimate? What? Twitch? What the hell? What is that? Oh, by the way, I'm doing a skin giveaway this month. Giving away 3 skins this month. And all you have to do to enter is put down a comment under the video. Then you've entered the giveaway. Also, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like. It really supports the channel a lot. It's not anything for a giveaway, but it's just, it supports the channel a lot if you give the videos a like. So if you want to do that, you want to support me and my channel, you can give the videos a like. Thank you very much. So, let's see. The Baron is gonna run out soon. They have the strategic objective, which means you get bonus gold when you take turrets or Baron or dragons. Again, I need to find a way to split push. It's really hard, this game. I want to say this game is not good because they've taken a lot of our turrets and Lee Sin can 1v1 me. Actually, can he 1v1 me? Actually, I don't think he can 1v1 me anymore. Now that I have Rift Maker, I don't think he wins in a 1v1. I think, of course, he wins if the whole team collapses on me. But in a 1v1, I think maybe I'm fine against the Lee Sin. Maybe. If I outplay him. You know what? That is a pretty good ultimate. That's pretty good. Lee Sin is going for Maul of Marmortius. Our team is heavy AP. Even, you know, even me as a Jax, especially because I have a Riftmaker, I am heavy AP. See, Fizz is actually doing my job. It's pretty funny. Our Fizz is doing my job. I'm 1 on 7. I'm 1 on 7 and Fizz is doing my job. I should have been the one in the bot lane pushing. I should have been the one, not Fizz. But it's my fault. What am I doing? You know, I think this is clearly not how you play Jax. But I feel like at some point in the game I realized, okay, wait a minute, this is not it. Like, I should not really care about anything. I should just be split pushing. But you need to have map awareness when you split push. That's the thing. Like, I can speak all I want, but during this game, it was so unbelievably hard to find a way to be valuable as a Jax. Because if I split push, they're just gonna collapse on me and kill me over and over again. Like here again, you can see I'm kind of trying to help my team. Because if the enemy goes all in on my team, you know, we could be in trouble. But here you can see, I'm just trying to get the turret. But like, I get destroyed again. Okay, that was good. I frontlined for my team. We got a kill on the Darius. That one was actually pretty good. But now you can see instant rotation. After we got these kills, I know I can apply huge pressure on the enemies. You know, we got 2 kills. My team, 3 kills. Now the enemies are in trouble. My team can take Baron. I can split push. But it seems like my team is pretty low HP. So in this particular scenario, split pushing would have been a mistake. This is the correct call because my team was, oh my god, my team was very low HP. So I just wanted to take Baron fast. If I didn't rotate to the Baron, they would have gotten killed by the Lux ult. They wouldn't be able to get the Baron. So this particular situation, the Baron was the right call. And now with the Baron, I'll be a lot stronger. I could try to split push again. Yeah, you can see every third attack now does significant damage because of the Riftmaker. I shouldn't really be afraid of the Lee Sin. He can't 1v1 me. There's no way now he can 1v1 me. I'm constantly paying attention to the map. There's Janna. So I'm kind of being careful because I know Janna and someone else can show up. And if Janna shows up, I'm gonna die. I cannot deal with the Janna. So let's see, what am I doing? 2 people are top lane. Lux is mid lane, so it's like, look, I'm putting vision, quickly taking the turret, but I'm being very cautious. I'm being very cautious right here. I'm actually not even pushing further. I'm just gonna go back and take the jungle. However, the Elder spawned, and now I wanna put pressure. Ooh, my team is dying, but I'm gonna push the inhibitor here. Okay, I need to push the inhibitor. Darius is here. I'm probably gonna ignore him. I'm just gonna ult. I'm gonna ignore him. Literally just ignoring a Darius. Now I'm gonna fight him. Even though he gets his passive, I'm so unbelievably strong. 1000 true damage. I don't care. Oh, the Elder saved me. Wait, can I end the game? Can I end the game? I can end the game. Boom, boom. No! 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 Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! The Lux! Oh! I was gonna end the game! Oh man! I went for teleport boots because I wanna keep split pushing and teleport to my team. But do you see how strong Jax is during split pushing? Even a Darius, like I literally ignored a Darius. Is there a single champion that can ignore a Darius and take a whole ass turret and then kill the enemy Darius while he has his passive on you? Oh my god. Jax can just do that. Yeah, I even tanked the 1000 true damage from his ultimate like an absolute giga chat. But that's Jax. That is how strong Jax is. That's what you can do. I have teleport, so I can now really afford to split push because I can just rotate to the Baron. So I can keep split pushing her. And now I'm at the stage of the game where I'm so strong, even though I'm, you know, 2 on 8. I'm so strong because I'm a late game Jax, I can easily beat anyone in a 1v1. Even a Darius, you know what I mean? Who's a very good 1v1 champion. I'm waiting here. Look, I'm not pushing yet. I waited for like 10 seconds because I felt like they were coming to me. But I wanted to pretend that I backported so they would run away. And now I'm gonna push again because they probably, this is all mind games. I wanted to pretend that I was backporting. I didn't backport. They did run away from my lane. Now I'm still pushing. And I'm gonna take turrets like no other now. Look at that. They have to come for me now. They have to. Okay, Darius is here. I think Janna went back as well. I'm telling them to go Baron here. Or at least to fight. But Nami died. That's not good. Now we're in trouble. For some reason Nami got caught and she just died. I'm gonna keep pushing. Yeah, I knew Janna was here. That's why I pinged my team to fight. But then unfortunately Nami died. I'm gonna keep applying the pressure. Because I still know I can beat Darius in a 1v1. I'm not afraid of the Darius. I know I can even ignore him under the turret if necessary. And I also know if an all-in fight happens, I can simply teleport to my team. You know, so we basically always have the advantage in this situation. We are always going to be in a 5v4 because Darius cannot go there. Because then I'm going to take the inhib. And Darius has to stay here. And I can teleport. Like, look, right now I'm going to teleport. Darius is not here. But I'm going to help my team with the Baron. Look, like we have this advantage here. Now we can start the Baron and we can just take it. Because we killed the enemy jungler. Look at that. I don't think they can stop us because we take the Baron. We need to take that ward though. Someone needs to... I didn't actually see the ward, which is pretty funny. In the game I didn't see the ward. And now we get a free Baron, you see? Applying pressure as a Jax does a lot. Like unconsciously it does a lot. Because if I was just at the Baron, they could have simply done a 5v5, which we could have lost. But because I kept applying pressure, not only Darius was rotating to me, all of the enemies were probably stressed as hell because I was in the side lane pushing, knowing that I can beat the Darius. So they were stressed, and then they lost the fight. And they also see that you have a teleport boots, they're just gonna be constantly stressed about what's happening. Like, you know the feeling, right? When the enemy Jax is just super fat and he can always just constantly end the game. You're always stressed and thinking about where the hell is the enemy Jax? You know what I mean? That's the feeling, that's the fear you want to install into the enemy's brains when you play Jax. So even though I died so often in this game, I actually still provided quite a good amount of value. And that's what I wanted to show to you guys in this particular game right here. So I actually tanked a lot of damage, as you can see. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Even though, you know, I didn't carry or something like that, I want to show you guys these types of games as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye-bye.